The number one recruit in the nation, Jackson Cantwell, comes off the board in less than 5 days. And yesterday, Pete Nakos of On3, you wrote a story about the most lucrative NIL deal on the table. And we know NIL is going to factor into this. We don't know exactly how much it's going to factor into it, but you are hearing there is quite a deal on the table. Tell us about it.
Miami has the highest offer on the table and a recruitment that also includes Georgia and Oregon. The Hurricanes are up to about $2 million in that year one deal for Jackson Cantwell. Continue to hear from sources, though, that Miami's put a multi-year deal on the table for the number one recruit in the 2026 class.
So he does have a top six. We also got Missouri, Ohio State, Michigan. They're in there. But when it comes to negotiations, and I do think this is very telling, but when it comes to negotiations over NIL dollar amounts, who are you hearing is involved?
Yeah, so I keep hearing Georgia, Miami, and Oregon as like the three schools trending. But if I was going to limit it down to two, I would say Georgia and Miami are the two schools I personally keep hearing the most about at this point.
And we're hearing a $2 million deal is on the table. Where does that compare, let's say just last year, to David Sanders?
Sure. That's an uptick from what David Sanders and Oklahoma commit Michael Fasusi got last year. Probably up about $500,000. But you also have to take into account he's the number one recruit in the 2026 class. That deal also promises to make Jackson Cantwell a huge part of that class for the Hurricanes and a big recruiting piece for them. So, yeah, it's definitely an uptick from what we've seen for offensive linemen in the years past, but not a major uptick either.
Yeah. And Cantwell's camp isn't playing around here. I mean, they're represented, if you didn't know, by Drew Rosenhaus. Yes, the NFL agent, Drew Rosenhaus, represents Jackson Cantwell. So, that being said, is Jackson Cantwell guaranteed to go to the highest bidder?
No, he's definitely not guaranteed to go to the highest bidder. But as I wrote yesterday, I think Miami's given him a lot to think about on and off the field. And, the other thing, too, Josh, is we report about the financial figures, and that is such a big part of the recruitment. But what Miami can do on the field for him with Mario Cristobal and Alex Mirabal, I think those are two big recruiting tactics right now for the Hurricanes as well.
Yeah, and they're duking it out. And this weekend, we're going to see Jackson Cantwell in Athens one last time. Now, Jared Curtis told us he's going to be there. Is that kind of the pitch that George is using to maybe avoid that $2 million NIL tag? Hey, we're going to bring you in. We're going to have a great team. You're going to go to the NFL. You're going to play with Jared Curtis. Is that kind of what they're selling?
Yeah, listen, Georgia is going to offer money too, just like every other school in recruiting in this day and age. Obviously, isn't going to touch the $2 million that Miami has. But Kirby Smart's selling that Georgia discount hard. We saw it with Jared Curtis. We're going to see it again with Jackson Cantwell. And the recruiting pitch is simple. It's come to Georgia, contend for a national title. We're going to make you a first-round draft pick where all the millions of dollars really are. And along the way, we'll make sure that you're compensated as well.
All right. Now, Oregon, Oregon fans are probably sitting here saying, hey, we've never avoided an NIL battle in our existence. So is Oregon, though, really in this at this point still?
I'd say Oregon's in it, but the schools I just keep hearing the most about in the last 24, 48 hours are Georgia and Miami.
Yeah, I know they're also all in on Emmanuel Iheanacho, the number 2 ranked offensive tackle in America. So we'll see what happens, but this one is coming down to the wire. We got less than 5 days. It'll be on Tuesday. We're gonna have live coverage here on this channel, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Let us know, where do you think Jackson Cantwell is going to go? Will it be Miami? Will it be Georgia, Oregon, or Ohio State, Michigan, or Missouri? Let us know. Those are the top 6.